It's very rare to find like a sushi place that's actually owned and operated by a Japanese person, right? It's not crazy to say. At least it is in Sweden, right? But that was a rare case where I was like, wow, a Japanese old lady runs this sushi place. And I even tried to speak in Japanese to her at one point, and she was so not impressed at all. She was like, how should I put it? She was like someone... No, I remember, I tried to speak to her in Japanese, and her response to me saying like, oh, thank you so much, I loved the meal, etc., etc., was just like, oh, so you're one of those guys. It's such a forward way, because I guess you're one of those is such a funny way to just be like, oh, you're another white guy studying Japanese, you're another weeb. Alright, you're one of those guys. Okay, straight to my face with that. It's so funny. I thanked the Japanese woman at the sushi restaurant for the meal. She responds with, so you're one of those guys. She immediately can tell this guy is a weeb. She probably gets a lot of that because people notice, oh wow, a Japanese woman running a sushi place in Sweden. That's very rare. I'll try my Japanese with her. She was immediately not having it. And from that, I assumed, oh, she's probably like a mean old lady. And she was, but I kept going there because I was kind of like, I don't know, I found her to be like, she was a mean old lady, but she was kind of weirdly charming at times. And she was kind of like, I don't know, I remember one time eating something from, like, her ramen, because I was like, I'm feeling a bit experimental, I will not have sushi. I'll have a ramen. And it was not good ramen. It was probably one of the worst ones I've had, and at the same time I really loved it because it felt like it was homemade cooking. Like it's at the same time as it was not comparable to other restaurant ramen, it just felt like something that a grandma would cook. And for that reason I still liked it, even though it was kind of like not really comparable by standards but comparable by heart. And I was eating that, and there was like some vegetable in it that I didn't recognize. And this weird old grandma, kind of mean lady turns to me when I ask, oh, what vegetable this is? And she goes, Jajan! And she holds up the vegetable daikon. And I was just floored, shocked by like, this mean old woman who I asked what vegetable. She doesn't answer it. Instead, she does like a pose that like a 10-year-old boy would do at me. Like, Jajan! And holds it up. And it was like, at that point, it was not like, oh, it's not that really that she's a mean old woman. It's just like, I don't know how to read this woman. And she's kind of funny at times. I think maybe she had, I don't know, become harsh over time. But from that, I could immediately tell that I was right about her having some kind of like whimsical nature to her, regardless of how mean she originally came across. And because of that, I wanted to come back even more. But unfortunately, COVID happened and all that, and then the restaurant shut down. So I can't help but... Actually, I think I do recall. I did wonder, like, what happened to her. And I wasn't trying to, like, find her or anything like that. I just noticed one day, like, oh, the restaurant shut down. So I looked it up. It was like, oh, it went bankrupt. Like, okay, makes sense. A lot of restaurants, like, went bankrupt as a result of COVID. And I kept wondering, like, oh, I wondered, like, what happened. Maybe she moved back to Japan or something like that. And one day I kind of just randomly found her on Facebook by looking at, like, it was a Zen Buddhist group. Just like, oh, that's like an interesting thing in my city. And I just saw an image of her there. And she was like, just there amongst people. I wouldn't say she was having fun. But, oh, it was weird to realize she actually had like a community of people. And I found that kind of like, I don't know, even though I'm not Buddhist or anything like that, I found that, oh, that's nice actually. Like, I knew maybe she's alright somewhere. I actually, this is completely unrelated to that, I don't know. But something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, or like I found really weird, was one time when I was at her place and I had sushi. And she made me sushi. Then she just went out while I was the only customer there. I was eating the sushi. She leaves the restaurant. I'm like, okay, I'm literally the only person here. Not even the owner is here. And then she comes back and she just has like a pizza, and she starts eating the pizza next to me. And I'm like, huh? Are we? One thing that's weird. It's really weird for the owner of a sushi place or any restaurant to just come back in with food from another place, and it's another thing for her to sit next to me and just be like, oh, are we having like a moment or something? No, we are not. She was eating pizza at her sushi place. I guess she was just in the mood for like pizza, and she sat next to me. Fair enough. We didn't even talk because I didn't want to be like, oh, do I have to mention the pizza? What do I talk about? I didn't want to be rude. I couldn't read her vibes. I was kind of hoping she would say something. I guess maybe that was my assumption, because she sat down close to me. Instead, it was just like me and my Japanese grandma. Not literally my Japanese grandma, but I almost felt like, wow. Now I'm reaching. Now I understand what she meant by, wow, you're one of those guys. I really was. I really was one of those guys. She really saw it from the first moment.